morning, church. We're going to start worship together. I invite you guys to join as you feel welcome.
Your love is mine.
Let's pray together to open this space up to God this morning. God, with all our hearts, we come and we sing. We want to give you praise this morning, God. It's all about you, and we never want to forget that. And so in this moment, we step into your presence, we step into your grace, into your love. And we invite you to see us, and that we may experience the love that you have for us, God. And that in reciprocation, you can experience the love that we have for you this morning as well. Our hearts are yours. Amen.
The
Is you're faithful. I will rest in your promises. My confidence is your faithfulness. I will rest in your promises. My confidence is your faithful, faithful, you are faithful, forever you will be. Faithful, you are. Promises, all your promises are yes and amen. All your promises, all your promises are yes and amen. All your promises, all your promises are yes and amen. Can we go back to the bridge? Sorry, I had my eyes closed for a second there. I just want to make sure that as a church, we know what we're singing. You know, we get to lay everything down. We get to know that there's a God that we can believe in and trust in. And it sings perfectly to what exactly that is. The God we can love and trust. Let's sing that together. I will rest. I will rest in your promises. My confidence is your faithfulness. I will rest in your promises. My confidence is your faith. Do that again. I will rest in your promises. My confidence is your faithful. I will rest in your promises. My confidence is your faithful.
Sabbath. Thank you so much for joining. So the biggest thing coming later for a little more at the doors. Neighbor kids that run around, invite them to VBS. That's happening July 9th through the 15th. You can register at ocgrace.com. So go ahead and get registered. Make sure that you just log on, do it with time, and come and give your kids a great place to hang out. This month for our first service potluck, we will have the Mexican themed potluck June 16th. So if you like Mexican food, if you like to cook Mexican food, please go ahead and come join us, bring a dish, and fellowship with us on that day. Also, another reminder that we have the collegiate summer group that's forming up. Please talk to one of the pastors. Tyler's not here this week, but you can talk to any of the pastors and ask if you want to sign up for that. Also, this is a little yellow paper. They are located in the back. There's a prayer box back there. If you need prayer, if someone you know needs prayer, go ahead and write it, fill it out. You can mark it confidential. You can put it in the box, and our worship team will be praying over those every week. And if you're visiting with us, you can find a communication card and you can fill that out and you can put that in the offering plate. Once again, thank you so much for worshiping with us. Happy Sabbath.
You guys are sleeping still. Some of you guys, your body is here, but your mind is over there, snoring really deep, thinking, wow, my bed, the best bed ever. Yes. Happy Sabbath. That's much better. We have to put something into that breakfast, something that we have to just people and be like, yeah, happy Sabbath, Pastor. And it's a beautiful Sabbath. Actually, it's a beautiful day. It's a sunny day. And if it's not, here's my tie. It's a sunny day. First of all, I want to mention something to you about the prayer request. All those little forms that you make, they are very important for us. And I want to make sure something also, that if any of you, for every reason, you guys need to talk to us, any of us, including myself as a pastor, feel free to not only write there confidential, but also said, I need a pastor to contact me, I need to talk. And that will be okay. Even during those conversations, I want to make sure you know this, those conversations are confidential. And if you are a teenager, if you are an adult, if you are someone who is afraid what people are going to be saying, don't worry. We go to a Hispanic restaurant and nobody will know about you and me. But I want to make sure that's clear because I want to make sure you feel confident enough to say, I'm pouring my heart here. I want to make sure somebody pray for me, but also I need somebody to talk. We are family. We are the family of God. We are not here to judge anybody. We are here to love each other, and we are here to support each other. So I want to make sure you know that. So saying that, let me tell you my story. My wife and myself, a story. Many of you guys don't know that I also went to 2 universities to get my bachelor's degree. And it's weird because at first I went to Montemorelos University, which is in Mexico. A very traditional university, very far away from here. And I remember selling everything. My whole house, sold everything because we were going to Mexico, to Montemorelos University. My children, Daniel was 1 year old and Jessica was about 2 or 3 weeks old. And I remember buying another Suburban, a really old Suburban, 1970s, black, and driving every summer, going all the way to Mexico and coming back from Mexico, driving 36 hours, nonstop. My wife going there, she looks so good when she drives like you. And I was looking like, man, honey, you look so beautiful when you drive. Thank you. When she said that thank you, it sounded like one of those commercials, that you see the thank you, she's saying thank you, you see her hair moving. Thank you. I love you. It's just amazing. But anyway, so we used to do all of that every summer for 3 years. And then after, my idea was I do 3 years in Mexico and then I come here to the United States to finish my degree. Well, I came here to La Sierra University, another blessing for me, and I spent another 3 years doing my bachelor's degree. So it was a total of 6 years doing the bachelor's degree, just for a simple bachelor's degree that I can use in a church. But my story is not about that. My story is more about the traveling between here and Mexico. You see, we had this black Suburban, all tinted windows, big. We put all of our luggage in the back. We have enough room to put the kids there to sleep. Patty was in the back sleeping. Sometimes we exchange, and I drive, and long drives, long hours, just driving and sleeping. we got stopped so many times by immigration. Why did we got stopped so many times by immigration? I don't know. I was thinking it's probably the Suburban, black Suburban, tinted windows, going through the borders, almost close to the border by Texas, straight, highways, and they stop us so many times. And every time they stop, we have to just slow down, and then it's not the cops. And every time we saw somebody there, look, he's going to stop us. And yep, he stopped us. And then he goes, yeah, you have your papers, dear? Yeah, we are. Where are you from? I'm Peruvian, but I'm American. My wife, I'm American. I was born here. But it seems to be that they never believe us. They went around and looked through the whole thing and said, okay, you're free to go. And then probably 2 hours, an hour later, again somebody stopped us. And they keep stopping us. And my wife, I remember she was saying all the time, because when we were in Mexico, it was very interesting too. She said, wow, it's so difficult. You know what? I realized, she said, I go to Mexico, and in Mexico, I'm not Mexican. I am American. I come to America, and in America, I'm not American. I am Mexican. So at the end, who am I? I mean, really? Really, I'm not Mexican over there because I am Hispanic and I speak a lot of Spanish, full Spanish, and I come to America, I speak English, I was born here, and I'm either of those. Really? Now I'm confused. And I don't know if you realize sometimes that we get the same way in our daily lives. We don't know who we are. Sometimes we say, I'm an Adventist or I'm a Christian or whatever you want to say, but then you realize you are not like everybody else. But then you move to the other side, like somebody asking you, are you liberal? Are you traditional? When somebody asks me like that, I usually answer, I'm both. Why? Because I go to the Hispanics, I am liberal. I go to the Americans, I am traditional. So who am I? And it's very interesting because we live just like that. And we are aware of what people think about us. We are aware. And at the end, I want to remind you that it's a battle in your mind. And it's not about good and evil, but because that's already resolved. For me, the battle about good and evil is already resolved. By Jesus dying at the cross, that's already resolved. We don't have to be thinking all the time, I'm fighting between good and evil. No, that is already resolved. The battle that we have in our mind is with us. Ourselves. Who am I? Really? In psychology, they have a name for something. Meta-perceptions. The ideas we have about others' ideas about us. Meta-perceptions. Meaning that many of us, including me, right now I'm thinking, what are you thinking about me? And I'm trying to live my life according to what you want. Right? Well, how do you say, why do you say that, Pastor? Because right now I'm thinking, is my body language awkward? Are people just seeing the body language of a pastor? Is my voice grunting? Is my voice too high? My voice too low? Do I have to be peaceful when I preach? Is my facial expressions odd? Maybe I just do funny faces that people don't appreciate. I have to change that. I'm probably thinking, is my timing quite right or not? Because I had to finish right on time. I had to worry because people then judge me like, oh, he's too long. Oh, he was too short. Oh, wow. And then I keep wondering how people see me. Do they see me as a pastor? Do they see me as an Adventist pastor? Do they see me as a Christian Adventist? Do they see me only as a Christian? How do they see me? Do they see me as a normal, regular human being who have issues and is not holy because I'm a pastor? What if I possess a glaring flaw that everyone notices but not me? What about if? And we keep living life like that. We keep moving around our daily life by thinking what everybody else thinks. But the reality is, at the end of the whole thing, the reality, the bottom line is, it comes down to what you think about yourself. You see, and that is the worst background noise that you can have in your life. That's the worst. You know what is the worst? Because that one follows you everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's society. I mean, with those people, with those backgrounds, society, family, church, you can fix that very easy by going away. And we have done that many times. We go away. I don't like that church. They judge me too much. I go. Oh, I don't like that city, man. Everybody, I go away. I don't like my family, man. I prefer to live far away from them. We fix it by going away. But when you have your own background noise, that follows you everywhere you go. It doesn't matter what. You can be hiding in the middle of the mountains. You can be in Tecate in the middle of the desert. You can be somewhere in Africa. You can go to Antarctica. You can go anywhere. And you're still going to have that background noise. What about if people think this about me? Because maybe they are right. Maybe they really, what they said, maybe it's true. And that follows you everywhere. But also that stops you from doing great things. Our stories are built in memories, on our memories. And what happened to us, how our loved ones have affected us, and the legacy we inherit and then reinforce over time by our behavior and choices. Those stories, the way we interpreted them and integrate them rarely includes a deep understanding of what the other person has experienced. Yet, for most of us, they began to define us and eventually create the box in which we reside, which naturally limits our capacity to see potential beyond those walls. You see, God has a plan for you. God already knows who you are. Remember, I mentioned this thing before. You are a child of God. He knows He's the one who created you. He's the one who thinks you are an awesome human being. But we create boxes. We create walls for ourselves based on what people actually think about us, to the point that we limit our capacity to be used by God and to be a blessing to many other people because we think we are not capable of doing. Because we keep listening to everybody else that we probably have something that is just wrong. And I'm not supposed to be like that. When I come to church, I have to change. And I want to tell you today, stop thinking like that. Church is supposed to be the best for you. Yes, it's supposed to be the best place for you to show who you are, to be yourself and not to be judged. It's supposed to be the place in which a bunch of people who think they cannot make it, God uses all of them together and make a difference in this world. It's not about you changing. It's not about you trying to do anything you can to try to dress different. It's not about you having the right haircut. It's not about you having the right language. It's not about you saying the right things. It's about you allowing God and God alone to use you. And for you to put your hand in front of everybody else. And when they say something, you can tell them, talk to the hand. That is the reality. That's church. That's what the kingdom of heaven is all about. I'm going to read a Bible story. And this Bible story, many of us pastors, we use it because we use it about faith. When we talk about faith, this is it. It's the faith of the centurion, Matthew chapter 8, verse 5 to 13. And the story says all of this, like this. When Jesus has entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, asking for help. Lord, he said, my servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly. Jesus said to him, shall I come to heal him? The centurion replied, Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping of teeth. Then Jesus said to the centurion, "Go, let it be done just as you believe it would." And his servant was healed at that moment. You know the story. It's nothing new. You probably heard this story many times. And like I said before, pastors use it many times to talk about faith. How come someone outside from this church, how come someone outside from the synagogue, how come someone outside of the Jewish tradition have more faith than someone who is inside? We know that story. But this story goes beyond faith. And this story, you need to know exactly what is he talking about. And why did he says about faith? I don't want you to focus on faith. I want you to focus on the person, the people around. First of all, I want to tell you that Capernaum was a town where a lot of fishing was happening. It was a city on the main highway. Many people go through. Many of them went through. And by the way, you need to know this too. It was a city with about 1,500 people. I mean, that's not big. But everybody went through there. Now, Matthew and many other tax collectors used to live there. And some people said, theologians, they said that maybe they have a lot of tax collectors because many people who went through there, they have to be stopped to pay taxes. But I also want to remind you something. Remember that this person, this Roman centurion, was a centurion because under him, he was in charge 100 soldiers. Now, I want you to remember that because of this. Capernaum, a city with 1,500 people, at least they had 100 soldiers to keep the order. And that's at least because I'm only talking about him. So probably was more. The city of Garden Grove have 174,000 people, and they only have 159 police officers. Now, I want you to do the math. For a small city having a lot of soldiers, that must be important. That also means that if they also had, as I mentioned before, some tax collectors or like people back in those days said sinners also, that city was, mainly a lot of Gentile people. People that probably were not accepted by the synagogue. They were not accepted by the church. They were just different. There's no way I'm going to be living in that city. But they had over 100 soldiers, probably more. It was important. So you knowing that, now I want you to live with me, to go with me through the story. This centurion comes to Jesus, and verse number 5 says, a centurion came to him asking for help. Point number 1. I want you to remember that he recognized that he needed help. Help is always given and is always needed and is always recognized by everyone. It's not only I need help because I'm a church member. It could be a church member. It could be somebody outside from church. Help is always needed, and he recognized that. He recognized that he couldn't do anything with the servant he had at home, and he was dying. This story is also in the book of Luke. And Luke mentioned that this centurion was good with the church. He was nice with the church. He did good things for the church. But that doesn't matter when you need help. You can be the best of the best. You can be someone who prays on your knees all the time, 24/7. And you're still going to need help. And you're still going to need somebody to help you. And you're still going to need maybe a human being, or maybe a church, or maybe somebody, or maybe even God to help you, because you don't have answers for everything. I don't have answers for everything. So he recognizes that he needs help. And recognizing that he needs help, that means going to the person that he recognizes that is well known around to fix problems and to do something for people, he recognizes Jesus. That's the number 2. He recognizes he needs help, and he recognizes Jesus as the one who can help. And I want you to remember that. Because today, other than listening to everybody else telling you who you are supposed to be, I want you to ignore all of that, and I want you to recognize that you and me, we need help. We need help working together as a church. We need help ignoring the problems that we have or the past that we have in this church, only to move forward to the future. We need help not only to just work as a church, but to work as families. As a family, as a group of people who come from different places in this world, who have different accents and who have different shades of colors. We need help working together. But when we recognize that Jesus is the only one who can give that help as a church or as a person or as a family, then things start happening in your life and in my life and in this church life. You see, Jesus is the only one who can actually help. And he recognizes Jesus as the one who can help by going and saying, Master, by saying, hey, you who are the best around, and I know you're the only one who can help. He approaches him in a matter that he recognizes his authority. And Jesus doesn't ignore that. And Jesus recognizes something about him that he already did it a long time ago. The centurion already recognized that a long time ago. Point number 3. He recognizes that he is a centurion, that he has issues. And I'm not talking having issues, meaning you have issues, you're crazy, like some people can tell me. It's not that. He has issues of identity. How come a Roman who is a Gentile can approach Jesus, a Jewish, asking for help? And Jesus recognizes that he is different, but this is the beauty of the story. Even so that he knows he is different, he doesn't stop from wanting to blessing him by saying, can I go to your house? You see that? Remember Zacchaeus? He was a sinner in front of everybody else, and they say, I'm going to go and eat into your house. Can I go to your house? I can imagine everybody else like, is he going to eat? Is he going to heal the servant of this Roman who is the one stomping on top of us, who is mistreating us, who is in control of the Jewish people? Is he a traitor? Why is he doing that? But giving help is not about who you are and how many years you have been in church. Giving help and Jesus doesn't work only with the Seventh-day Adventists because they keep the Sabbath. God doesn't only love to those who only keep the Sabbath and know all the prophecies. God works with all of his children, including you and them. And I say them because we call them. And we name them as the world. Don't go into the world. But those are his children. And Jesus, in front of everybody else, said, do you want me to go to your house? Now look, the Roman centurion says, no, don't do that. Because he knew his place. Not only because, like many of us said, oh, he did have faith, you just have to say it and I know it will happen, but he knew his place. I'm not going to allow, I know I know the waters, I know the territory, I know what am I walking around here, I know that. If I allow him to come into my place, can you imagine that? No, Jesus. I have authority, and you do have authority too. I have authority over men, and look, they do whatever I have to say. I just told them, just do whatever you have to do from there, and I know it will happen. Wow. The problem with all of this, because you know that Jesus does the miracle, the problem with all of this is that Jesus said something in between. He said, people from the east and the west will come into this kingdom and they will share the meal that you probably will be eating. And those inside the kingdom will be thrown out. You know what that means? And yes, I know he's talking about faith, but I want you to go beyond that. He's talking that somebody can replace you. Those who left are going to be replaced by those who are coming. You who are here and who you said, wow, I don't know what to do. I'm probably going to leave. Remember I mentioned, because everybody says this thing or that. You who is willing to leave, is probably going to be replaced by someone who is coming and be sitting in the same chair that you are sitting right now. And he's giving them a warning. He's telling them with love, be careful. If he has so much love and faith and he trusts so much and he knows his place, but he's even so he's willing to approach me and ask for help. I'm willing to do a lot for him. But more than that, I want you to stay. And I know some of you. And we have been talking with some of you, and I know that sometimes you just want to leave this church. Because you don't know who you are. You want to be someone real out there, and you want to be real here, and it's like getting into a wall. I cannot be real, Pastor. I want to be doing this. I want to be this person, but they want me to change. And I want to tell you, just be you. Recognize that you need help. Recognize that Jesus is the only one who can help you. Recognize who you are and stay here. Stay with Jesus. Stay with him. He's not going to let you go. To finish, I just want to tell you this story. And it's a story that happened to me. So, because this story happens to me, it's a little bit more personal. It's about me and a ladder. And back in a church, in the previous church that I used to be, I was working in the youth department. I was the youth pastor. Awesome ministry, awesome kids. And every day I used to go there to the office, but more than that, I used to go out with the kids, go eat. Hey, they love that. Let's go eat, they're there. We used to chat a lot and all of that. But then also I used to go to the youth room and fix stuff, like video projectors, putting together cables, running lights. That's not a big deal. Actually, it's fun, and I learned. And as I was just fixing one day the video projector right there, I grabbed my ladder, and I put my ladder right there, a 4-foot ladder, like that, just like that. A 4 foot, that's about 4 foot. And I put it right there, and I go up right there, all the way to the top of the ladder. And I'm fixing the video projector, doing that. And then I don't remember losing my balance. I don't remember getting drunk. No, I'm not. I'm fine. But I remember something. I remember falling. Boom. And as I fall, it happened so fast. I put my foot down like this, trying to hold that I was falling only 4 feet. But it twisted. And it broke my whole ankle in 7 pieces. Somebody was helping me at that moment. And somebody was helping me there doing the kitchen, preparing the meal. And then I fall down, and she turned around. She said, "Are you okay, Dante?" "No, I'm fine." "You need help?" "No, I'm fine." Because I was fine. Really. No pain. I only felt that something cracked. I only felt that something twisted. And it was my foot. But I never realized when I tried to leave my foot, that my foot didn't obey to any of my commands. I was saying, move. Didn't move. It was broken. They called 911. Actually, I called my wife first, and I said, "Mi amor, I need you to do something. I need you to just change the meeting that we got." "What happened?" "I just broke my ankle." "Are you okay?" "No, I'm fine. Just cancel the meetings." I was like, canceling meetings, no pain. And when they called the ambulance at the fire department, because they were like a block away, I said, "Can you tell them not to bring the noise of the sirens and the lights? We are just here." "Oh no, they have to do it." "Really? You have to do it?" And they come all running, and they just helped me sit in a chair. And I'm sitting there with no pain. And I'm talking to them. They said, you don't have any pain? No, I don't have any pain. Okay, let's take you. And they give me morphine for the pain, just in case. And as I'm going to Loma Linda in the ambulance, another pastor is waiting for me there. And they open the door. I'm like, hey, how are you? I'm happy. Like, man, you look so happy. I don't know, maybe it's the morphine, you know, you never know. It's the morphine, I guess, that I'm so happy. And I'm there like, and he comes to me and says, hey, man, you're gay. And I give him a kiss on the cheek. I was really high, I think. And as I give him the kiss, he just laughed. He was from the Middle East anyway. He's fine. Kissing, it's not a big deal. It's only here, the issues. And then we went inside. They did everything. I found some friends there. Pastor, what are you? I was, man, how tall? I mean, how high was it? 4 feet, man. Only 4 feet. 4 feet? 4 feet. They saw the x-ray, 7 pieces everywhere. They said, we have to do something here. And they put me, if you are a medical personnel here, you know, they put this really iron, you know, like pieces of metal. And I look like I have an antenna every time I put like that. Like, okay, I need a better reception. There is an antenna. For 3 months, the whole thing was swollen. They did the operation 5 hours. I have here a cut, here on the other side. I have like 3 different cuts because they went in and they put 13 screws. And they say, just you cannot run. You know, the way it is, you're born, if you run, if you do any kind of exercise, it's just going to damage even more. Okay. I'm okay. 2 weeks later, I'm okay. 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, I'm fine. My wife couldn't understand why I was acting weird. I was okay, but I wasn't. Because now I couldn't run. Now I couldn't do the things that you can do. And for the rest of my life, I'm not gonna be able to bend this one like that and this one, because it's gonna stay like that always. I always gonna look funny. And every time I do too much, I'm just struggling and it hurts. I'm not gonna be normal again. And this pain is gonna follow me everywhere I go. And nobody's gonna be able to fix it. And I thought, why do I need to be a youth pastor? I'm 50s, I'm 40, late 40s. It's time to stop this. And you have your own pains. You know what? For the grace of God, I'm here. For the grace of God, I keep believing that God can do great things to a broken person. I help others because it was a moment in my life during those 3 months not being able to walk that I was thinking the best way to do is to just cut my leg and just put me something there that I can just walk. And for once in my life, I thought, what is so good about living in this life? But you know what? God helped me because I helped others who had cancer also. And who also thought my life is over and I prefer to die, but my family don't understand. I had a chance to talk to them and experience and tell them my experience. And they said, finally somebody understands. But there's only one person who understands. And that's Jesus. It doesn't matter if you are a Roman or Gentile or people from outside. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect and you dress weird and you do all the weird stuff that you're not supposed to do according to the church. He's still willing to go to your house and do a miracle. Don't listen to that background noise that you have on your own. Because we think and we are the worst judging ourselves sometimes. God still wants to use you. God still wants to fix this church and bring together this church to be one. To be one.
Thank you, Pastor Dante. Just to tell you a quick story from this week. I came to this church 8 years ago and walked up here with Betty's father, Bob Markovich. I saw the carpet with all the ripples and rolls in it, and I said, boy, this is not representative of God. We can do better than this. I said, how much would it take, to get this redone? So he gave me a figure. We've never had the money. We got a bid last year of $33,000 to redo the carpet of this place. Where are we going to get $33,000? Just may have been $100,000. I had no idea where to get that. I did a ordination a few weeks ago, a Filipino pastor up in another conference. After the ordination, I had the prayer. We went into the reception. I'm sitting at a table. Here's this Filipino lady and a Vietnamese husband. Who are you? Who are you? It's his sister. And I said, what do you do? She says, I do carpet for big buildings. I said, could you help us? Got her name, got her phone number. We got 3 bids last week. Her bid was $4,500 less than everybody else. She just cut it down to the bottom. We voted it Tuesday night. As soon as we get the walls painted, we got to get that done. That's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. We're going to buy the carpet, and hopefully in a few weeks, the price goes up in July, we'll have brand new carpet. Because I sat next to a lady. You wonder, where does God bless us? We say, if you give, God will bless you. That's how he blesses you. Little moments, all of a sudden, I'm sitting out of 150 people, I'm sitting with the right lady who knows exactly what to do. And she says, I'll help you, Pastor Dan. It'll be my honor to help you. And God helps us for $21,000. It's paid for. It's funded. We know where the money's coming from. In a few weeks, we'll have new carpet in here. Amen? That's the way God works. I can tell you 5 more stories from this week where God has just done miracles, helped 3 people go to Panama, a couple other people go to college. It's worked. And I just say, you keep praying, God will bless you if you be faithful with God. Invite the deacons to come and we'll have prayer. Our dear Father in heaven, we thank you for that divine appointment where I met this young lady who would help us out. In 1 week, we voted the new sign that'll go out in front. Our solar is going up. We're going to get new carpet in this place. It'll honor you to have carpet that represents you, that looks good, that'll last the next 15 or 20 years, we hope. We thank you for looking out for us. Now everyone here has to have the same experience, Father, knowing that if they'll just give and be faithful with you with their tithes and offerings, you have promised that you will open up the windows of heaven and you will bless them. I don't know how, but you promised it. We believe it today. Bless each one here as they give, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
You don't speak in vain, no syllable empty, oh boy. Once you have spoken, nature and science follow the sound of your voice. As you speak, a bunch of billion creatures catch your breath.
Thank you for such a wonderful Sabbath. Thank you for the company of everyone here, for this family, your family. As we leave this place, we want to ask you, Lord, for you to send your holy angels with us, to bless us, to have a good week. Thank you for everything you have done for us. In Jesus' name, we want to ask all of this. Amen. I want to remind you that if you have some plates, cups around, please just grab it, put it in the trash. And also we have study after this service. Thank you very much. Happy Sabbath.